Hi, YouTube. I'm about to go live on TikTok for the first time in a minute. I am hesitant, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. Um, I don't want anybody to get scammed, but it is what it is. I'm in an era of life where I just don't be caring about certain stuff now. So we're gonna go live. I'm on a lot of platforms. So I'm on YouTube, Kick, TikTok, WAP. I'm on all of the platforms. So we're gonna give it a minute, let people come on in. Oh, y'all know I need my notebook. Hold on, let me get my notebook because I like to write down what the messages are. Hold on, y'all. All right. All right. So hi y'all, welcome. Yesterday we went backwards. It's crazy because when I get to the last signs, I was like, oh, I don't know if this makes sense. And then later the reading made sense. So I'm gonna try not to be like, oh, overthinking it because it'd be right. I'll be right. But anyway, anywho, I'm on all kinds of platforms today. So if you see me talking other places, that's why. If you're on one of the platforms where you're like the only person watching me, I am on YouTube and there's people on there. So yeah, there's actually people watching on YouTube. Um, so let me get started on everything. Happy 4th of July if you care. Yeah, I don't know if it happy 4th of July. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. I am sitting 4th of July out this year. I mean nothing, it's not that deep. I just don't. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I barely did this. I just didn't want to waste my whole day. So I was like, I don't want to just lay around all day. I'm so tired. Still recovering. Y'all know I had a little strep throat, but I should be good. My voice is back. So, oh, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. I always appreciate the confirmations. So, um, because it's general, so I don't know every sign in real life, or I don't have a person like that in real life to clarify. So, I mean, technically, yeah, but all right. So we're gonna get started. We're going in regular order. So starting with Aries. So we're gonna do Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. The only way that you can get a reading is if you subscribe to the WAP. If you want a personal reading, I'm doing it that way because I know that now that I'm going live on TikTok, it's going to be a million fake pages of me. It's going to be scammers. I will never ever DM y'all. I will never message you. I don't need to solicit for readings. I don't need to do that. So please do not get scammed. It is not me. If I message you and say blah 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 this that and third, please, it is not me. All right. I had to get that out the way. Hold on, y'all. My sister is FaceTiming me as soon as I went live. Hold on. All right. I'm gonna have to hold on. Let me message her real quick. Sorry, y'all. Because if I answer the call, it's going to mess up my sound on YouTube. So she's going to wait a second. She's watching The Polygamist. So that's probably what she was calling me for. All right. So let's see. That show is pretty crazy. If y'all need a good show to watch, The Polygamist on Netflix is good. I like the African telenovelas, I think is what they refer to. I think that's the category. All right, so let's see. Let's see what's going on with the Aries folks. All right, what is the energy surrounding the Aries? What's the most important situation for y'all? Let's see. Okay, knowledge. All right, so information, having the information here, being sure of yourself. That's the scenario at hand. All right, so what are we knowledgeable about here? This is what the topic is. Okay, fluidity. So somebody in this case, I feel like somebody has experienced this before. They've done trial and error. They've studied it, they've practiced it. That's why they know. I feel like too, it could be about knowing the ebbs and flows of something, knowing how something will go, knowing that there's ups and downs involved with a scenario. But in this case, if you're coming across something or someone, they have experimented with it, they've done trial and error, they've studied, they've learned it. So somebody has actually built the knowledge from experience. All right. You're from India. Shout out to India. Welcome. Make sure y'all like the live for me. Subscribe. I have to rebuild everything. I'm on all kinds of platforms. All right. So, Aries, what role do you play here, Aries, in this scenario with knowledge and fluidity? Okay, voice. So you're having a conversation about this. Okay. What are you discussing or asking? Let's see. And we're going to see what you need to do with the information. Okay, so some of you are having a question about literally a Gemini. Are you asking about this Gemini? Maybe you're like, hey, do you know about this? I'm also getting, you're asking about whether or not to make the right decision in a scenario. So if you're getting advice from somebody, this person, they do know what they're talking about. All right, what other energy should you be in with the information that you receive, Aries? Okay, respect. Okay, so yeah, I feel like you should actually literally have respect for what somebody is saying. They know what they're talking about. I would go ahead and implement it. I'm also getting, if you're asking about what decision to make, I would go ahead and ask about also like the laws, regulations, the standards, and things like that. So ask what the rules are. Have respect for what this person is telling you. This is a reliable source of information in this case. All right. Respect can also be a Taurus. It just depends on if you're dealing with a Taurus. All right. If you're new here, we go in order. We're going in order of the zodiac. We either go in the actual order or I go backwards. So right now we just started. So we on Aries. All right, yeah. So the Seven of Cups, literally, you're asking a question. All right, this is how it's going to start out. All right, so it's like kind of confusion, cloudiness, trying to figure out what's going on. All right, we're going to continue though. Let me get some more cards for y'all. We're going to do the Eight of the Tarot. Okay, yeah. So you're asking, I feel like this is where you have sexuality here. You're asking a woman, specifically, you got the Seven of Cups, Three of Cups, the Empress. All right, and then the Hermit, you could be asking a question about a Libra, Virgo, or you're asking, I feel like you're asking this woman about whether or not she has experienced something. Yes, she has been through it with the Hermit. She's old enough, she's experienced enough. Let's continue. All right, there's a Strength card, could be a Leo involved, and then the King of Wands. Yeah, somebody has seen, literally, like, has watched the truth about what occurred here. All right, so somebody has seen somebody's actions in a scenario. Let's see what else. What else are you asking here with the Seven of Cups? What are you confused about, possibly? You want to make sure you're actually going to enjoy something. Is it worth it? That's what you're asking. Let's see. So, what else are you questioning here? Okay, love. So this could be a situation about like romance with sexuality here. You could be asking if somebody actually loves you. Do you think this person, like maybe you're having a conversation with your partner, or like you could be talking to, like getting advice from a friend about your love life? Or you want to know if somebody loves you. If you're watching this now, maybe you're watching for a love reading. Okay, so let's see. So, who's the wise person in this scenario with the hermit and knowledge? And then we'll see what they're going to tell you. Okay, resistance. What is this individual resisting? Oh, okay, emotions. Okay. So somebody in this scenario, whatever you're asking about, the person knows how to resist their emotions because they know that something is fluid. It's up and down. It's so somebody wants to look at the reality of a scenario. You do have a lot of water. You got a Seven of Cups, Three of Cups, Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Like literally you're asking if somebody loves you. All right, so what emotions is this person actually feeling? Or if you're asking about another scenario, they are resisting their emotions. Okay, yeah, truth. So that's what I said. Somebody I said that in the beginning. So somebody does see the truth about this scenario. What truth do they see? So I feel like somebody's not getting emotionally involved because they see the truth. I also feel like somebody may not want to tell you flat out what the truth is here, but we're gonna see what it is. All right. So what is the truth that this person sees? Okay, there's something about, okay. This person knows that somebody is hiding something in a scenario. I'm not going to say who, you might see it on the screen. It's what is this person hiding? It's like you're going to get a second opinion. All right, that something has changed. What changed here? Yeah, mood, luck. Okay. I don't see a lot of happiness in this reading. I feel like somebody is negating the fact that they regret something. Somebody is hiding a regret here. This is what you're discussing. So, what does someone regret in this scenario? Yeah. Okay. So basically, to sum this up, you're like, man, I feel like you're trying to question whether or not somebody actually loves you or cares about you. The emotional part that they feel is actually regret or sadness. That is the truth. There could be a scenario where somebody does not, they don't feel very comfortable here. I don't think somebody will be very loving. Let's see. What is the regret? Let's just, this is general. All right, so now they view your scenario differently. Somebody has a new perspective on time with, I'm getting living with somebody. So this is about either living with somebody or marriage. The perspective of this relationship or this dynamic has changed. What was the old perspective here? So it has changed over time. All right, and what is the new perspective? That's interesting. Wow. Okay. So somebody originally felt like they were in a scenario together, like we were both going through this together. They may feel like, okay, we both have to struggle together or something like that. The individual in question, they realize that something may have been better if they were by themselves. And I'm not, it is what it is. The Five of Pentacles has two people, this has one person. Nine is a number of solo energy. I feel like too, somebody may have felt like a relationship would change their circumstances. All right. So somebody kind of, I feel like too, the woman in the scenario, and I'm saying the woman because I pulled the Empress and the Three of Cups, that's a lot of feminine energy. The woman here feels as though they were very overly focused on the other individual. All right. I feel like too, it looks like something was going bad because two people were there, or they felt like they had to struggle with another person. Let's clarify the old perspective. Let's see what was the old perspective. All right, what's the new perspective? All right, so there could be a Sagittarius involved. What's the new perspective? All right, dominance and passion. What about Sagittarius? I didn't really pull that much energy. Okay, so I feel like too it looks like somebody in this scenario feels like somebody is worried. They feel like if there's a Sag involved, you think a Sag is worried or something like that or stressed. They're not. They're just in control of something with dominance. So a Sag is not, if there's a Sag involved in this love reading, the signs that are out are Aquarius and Sagittarius. Those are the two main signs that I see. You also have a Leo involved. Somebody thought that a Sagittarius was worried about breaking some sort of rules or regulations. I don't know what it has to do with it, but they're not. They're in full control with dominance and passion. All right. So what energy should you be in, Aries, with this information? All right, sexuality. I feel like this is more so whatever your gender is, the other gender thinks differently about a process. There is like a excuse me, kind of like an assumption about the opposite sex or whoever you're dealing with. There's a assumption about that. All right. What's the outcome for you, Aries? And you're going to realize it's actually slightly different. Welcome, y'all. Happy 4th of July. Hi. Welcome, welcome. We're on TikTok too. If y'all watch me on TikTok, I'm also up on YouTube. Make sure y'all like the live for me. What's the outcome for the Aries? I'm also on Kick and I'm on WAP. I'm on a lot of all right, so the outcome for you is guidance. Yeah. So whoever you're gonna have a conversation about this. I would like if you're getting advice from your friend or a family member or something like that, I would listen because they know what they're talking about. All right, what else are you going to be guided to do? Like you're going to be opening to listen to this person. Yeah, you're going to be guided to see the truth. Like the person that you're asking, they already know the truth. They have the information, they can see it. I feel like if you are being guided to see the truth in a situation, you may be looking at something with rose tinted glasses. Okay, because what did you see before? What did you think was going on before? Okay, ambition. And then what is the truth here that you're going to be guided to see? Okay, pride. Let me clarify. What does this person have too much pride to do? I don't think, okay. Yeah, something's all perspective. Yeah, attitude. That's what I was saying. Somebody's like, no, I don't see it that way. You're gonna see the truth about how somebody thinks in a love scenario. They just don't view it that way. They're like, I don't have that same perspective. I don't even think they're worried about that. Like if somebody is pride and attitude, this is the type of person like, why would I view it that way? Or why would I feel like I need this, that, and the third? Why do I feel like I need that? I don't view it that way. All right, so that's going to be the truth. That's what you're going to see here. What was the perspective that they would have had? And I'm going to see what their actual perspective is. Yeah, what's their perspective that they'll have now? Yeah, courage. Okay. Yeah, so you're just going to see how somebody actually views a scenario. That's what the conversation is. Somebody's like, look, just, really see how somebody thinks. Maybe you need to really listen to somebody's opinion. I'm also getting an energy where, like, do not read between the lines. Like I would not psychoanalyze a love scenario or a dating scenario. I wouldn't add more to it. Because this is coming off like, oh well, so and so is acting like this. What do you think that means? But I feel like something is going to be very straightforward. It's not going to be confusing. It's not going to be like, oh, they're acting like this because they went through this as a kid or they went through this breakup or like something's going to be very face value. There's nothing else to debate or change or like figure out. All right. So that was Aries. That was Aries. We're going to do Taurus next. We're going to order y'all. There's a lot of y'all on here today. I didn't think nobody's going to be on here. I thought y'all was going to be out in the streets. I'm tired. So I will not. I will be in the house. And my daughter's birthday coming up. So we gotta do her birthday. So I'm gonna just chill today. Happy birthday to the cancers. It's cancer season. All right, so Taurus is next. Again, I'm on Kick, TikTok, WAP. Now on TikTok, once TikTok starts getting up and jumping, it's gonna be fake pages. Please do not fall for the scams. All right, not do not get scammed. All right, let's see. Taurus. What's the scenario surrounding the Tauruses here? What's going on with the Tauruses? Okay, resilience, able to handle something. All right, what are we able to handle? This could be something difficult. What are we able to handle? Okay, we're able to handle, first of all, the causes and effects of something. All right, skill is my Libra card, or we could be dealing with a Libra or somebody's just very skilled in a subject. All right, it looks like a Libra is moving somewhere, going somewhere. All right. Excuse me. What role do you play here, Tauruses? Okay, finesse. All right. So typically when you get finesse, that means that your plan may not work. All right. You need a backup plan. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is the seven of swords. Y'all know typically if this is seven of swords, you may get caught. Don't do nothing sneaky. Somebody will catch you. The plan's not gonna work with finesse. What are you intending on here, Tauruses? What's your intended outcome? Courage. Okay, what's actually going to occur? So I'm gonna assume you're planning on, like, you assume that you're going to be courageous enough to do something, so something may like kind of make you fearful in the last minute. What's going to be the actual outcome though, in addition? Okay, spirituality. So you may feel like you have the courage to do something solo, but you may turn to like some sort of religious factor or something like that. What do you think? What do you feel like you have the courage to do here? Okay, peace. You feel like, okay, I don't have to worry. I don't have to pay attention to this, but you're actually going to end up using some spiritual tool. Of course, that could be as simple as you being a tourist watching this right now. Let's see what are you not supposed to pay attention to or be at peace with here? Yeah, rebellion. I feel like you're not really ready to break like out of the norm or do some sort of rules here. What other energy should you be in, Taurus? Okay, fight. Okay, what do you need to fight against? You need to distract yourself from something. Okay, power. Yeah, and focus. You need to, something has power over your focus. You need to distract yourself. Or if you might be obsessing over something right now, it's like you feel like you're courageous enough not to do something, but you're overly focused on it. Literally, like, you have to, whatever you're focused on super, like, hard right now, you gotta find something to take your mind off of that. Something has literally power over your focus, like, literally. That's why you have to distract yourself. Okay. Alright, let me get these cards. Let me get the tarot, and then we wanna see what you've been focusing on. So sometimes also this combination, if there's anybody dealing with like like an obsession, like an addiction, you're going to need to do something to take your mind off of that addiction or go in a different area, go in a different location. Like if you know you're overly focused or like overly, maybe like somebody has a drinking problem where they smoke too much, or you're obsessing over your boyfriend or your girlfriend, like you're obsessing over something. You need to find something else to take your mind off of that for a little while, because it's like you think, it's almost like you're going into a scenario assuming that you're going to be courageous enough to not worry about it, right? Like this would be a scenario where there is a, say somebody was a reformed alcoholic and they're like, okay, bet I could go to the bar and not get a drink, I'll just get a mocktail. You're not ready for that right now, you wouldn't be able to do that. That's just an example. Not to say y'all are alcoholics. That is my metaphor. But it's like you don't have the courage not to focus on something that you're obsessing over yet. Okay. So you need to go do something else. Let's see. Let's get 8 cards here. Hi y'all. Welcome. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, see, there's the four of swords. It's like you're trying to ignore like a marriage or a housing situation. You got 444. I feel like you're obsessing over a relationship. That's what, yeah, here you go right here. That's finesse. That's the seven of swords. I said that in the beginning. Yeah, somebody sees you. You might get caught. It's like you're observing or like a Scorpio. Some of you are observing a Scorpio or you're repetitively kind of like watching this person. You're going to get caught if you're like if you're sneaking and trying to spy on somebody, they're going to see you. But let's see what else here. You got 444 out. What are you focused on? What has power over your mind right now? Like, what are you focused on? Okay, transition in style. So somebody's literally moving on. If this is like, for some of you, maybe this is an ex or something. You're like, are they going to go see that person? Are they moving? Are they relocating? Are they going to be with that individual? It's like you're focused so much on somebody else. You're focused on somebody going to see a cancer. Um, Yeah. Where are you at down here in these 8 cards? Yeah, it's like you cannot stop thinking about you just keep thinking about the same thing. You need to get out of the house maybe today. Like I don't, y'all know yourselves better than I know you. Just general. I don't know all the Tauruses in the world, but like if you're sitting because what's happening, if this is spirituality, I'm going to tell you this. If you're in a situation where you're like in a psychosis or like you just constantly pulling cards or you're like, or you just sit there and you're just thinking over and over again, where is so and so? Where is my boyfriend? Where is my husband? Where is this? Or why don't I have this? It's like you can't stop thinking about it. What has power over your mind right now? It's like you can't stop. Yeah, you have to, it's like you're distracted by the wrong thing. Okay, what should you distract yourself with? What is good for you to focus on right now, Taurus? Okay, luck. I know this is easier said than done, but look at the opportunities around you. Look at what you've built for yourself. Look at all the good things that you've done in the moment. I feel like too, you could be obsessing over getting to the next step or the next phase in your life, but there's moments and things like that that you can enjoy right now that you're not enjoying. What else is luck for you? Let's see. Y'all know luck is like the wheel of fortune. It could be an opportunity, things like that. Let's see. Hi, Melanie. I like when I get the trolls. Whenever I get somebody complaining about tarot readers, that means we're reaching more people. It's when it's a little bit of people, everybody's getting along. All right, so let's see. What's the wheel of fortune for you? What's your luck, Tauruses? Yeah, guidance, love. Yeah, if this is a love reading, you're really like obsessing. You want to obsess over something going to the next step or like, oh, this person went to go see a cancer. What is the cancer here doing? Yeah, you're focus. This is what you're doing. It's stopping you from actually creating something. You're not able to create. You're not using your own opportunities to build. Your focus, like this is what you're doing. You're sad or you're bored or you're sitting down or stuck in a house or you're sad, you're miserable, something like that. It's stopping you from actually creating something that you want to do for yourself. All right. You're enjoying yourself. I'm glad, girl. Happy 4th of July. What's the outcome for you, Taurus? Let's see. Yeah, humor. Yeah, it's going to be ironic that you're worried about this. Why are you feeling you don't feel comfortable by yourself? What's triggering your self-esteem, Tauruses? It's order. What's being put first? Ambition. So maybe somebody's focused on their job and you're like, well, where are they? Like somebody's putting their work first. They're putting their career first, their work first. What would you want somebody to put first? I'm assuming you or like dating you or something. Yeah, you gotta focus on yourself here. Keep working on what you're working on. Maybe focus on your career, focus on some goals for you. Cause you assume that you were going to be courageous enough to do this and you're not. Whatever the scenario is, you can't take your mind off of it. You're like obsessing. All right. So when it comes to now, because of this too, when it comes because you pull the spirituality card, do not fall into a stigma where you think that spirituality is just going to drop opportunities into your lap. You still need to be proactive in your life. Everything in your life is a direct result of your decisions. Of course, we have certain things that are out of our control, but in this scenario, do not fall victim to like, okay, well, it's a new moon, so I'll get this, or okay, I'm a Taurus, so automatically I'm good at this. You need to actually take the mental steps and do some research. I feel like too, wherever you are focused at, that is what is creating your reality. Try to focus on the positive of your scenario in this moment. All right, so that is Taurus's reading. All right. So that was Taurus. We're gonna do Gemini. I like to write my little notes so I can remember the readings it's about. Okay. So we're gonna do Gemini next. We going in order. If you're just now joining, hi there on Kick. I'm on a lot of platforms, y'all. I'm on Kick, WAP, TikTok, and I'm on YouTube. So you're gonna see me looking different places. Most of the people are on YouTube because that is what I built up the most. If y'all are on TikTok, I gotta tell y'all, please do not fall for any scams right now. This is my first time doing live readings, but soon there will be fake pages of me. That is not me. I will never DM y'all. If you want a reading, you have to go subscribe to WAP. You have to. You have to get a monthly subscription on WAP. That's the only way y'all could do readings. I will never give you a reading any other way. That is how we weed out the scammers. That's how it is. It's linked in my TikTok bio. It's linked on my YouTube. So that's the only way that you can get that. And we do, if you watch me live, the way that we do the general readings, we go in order of the zodiac or we go backwards. We start with Pisces, go backwards, or we do Aries to Pisces. All right. So that is how we're doing. Okay. Oh girl. All right, hold on. We gotta hide her because she's talking too much. Okay. All right, Geminis. If you're new here, this is not a love and light channel. If you get on my nerves, I will let you know. Okay, Geminis. Let's see. Geminis. You thought Leos were bad when it came to needing attention. Who needs attention? What sign? Everybody needs attention sometimes, but Leos do rule that. Leos still do like a lot of attention. I've never met a Leo that did not need constant attention personally. That's just me. All right, Geminis. What's this energy surrounding the Geminis here? Okay, resilience. Same as Taurus. So you and Taurus might be dealing with the same situation if you know a Taurus. All right, what's difficult here? You're able to handle it, but what's difficult in a scenario? Okay, emotions. All right, so first of all, somebody's able to handle a lot of emotions. They're able to pacify themselves. Okay, they're not going to get emotional. If they're sad, this is the type of person that'll go in their room and cry it out or deal with it alone. All right, or they're able to handle their emotions. Something doesn't really trigger them. What is supposed to trigger somebody's emotions in this scenario? Okay, a Cancer. All right, it could be a Cancer or the way that something is moving forward. Cancers also rule memories and nostalgia. All right, so somebody is able to get over a past memory, like some sort of nostalgic emotional connection. But yeah, in this scenario, if a Cancer is triggering somebody's emotions, they're able to handle that. All right, what role do you play here, Cancers? I'm sorry, Gemini. What role do you play here, Geminis? Okay, guidance. So you're listening to this, you're paying attention to this. Who are you being guided by in this scenario, Gemini? Let's see. I'm going to turn the fan on. Okay, now you're being guided by your emotions. Make sure that you don't make a rash decision out of emotions. All right, this is literally what you are being guided by. So we're gonna zone in on you. So I feel like in this scenario, if it's like you and another individual, they're able to handle this trigger. That means to me that they're not getting triggered enough to act out of emotion, right? So if I'm sad, I'm not gonna go blow up the place. All right. So don't make a decision out of your emotional standpoint. Let me turn on this fan because it's hot and I'm in Texas. It is hot than a bitch. All right, so right now you're being guided by your emotions. What are you being guided to do, Geminis? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so something with spirituality and defiance. So you may not want to listen to something spiritual. All right. Or if you're feeling emotional, you're like, I need to pray or I need to meditate. What might be triggering your emotions in this moment, Gemini? What's triggering you? Okay, order. So you don't like the way something is going. What's being put first in this scenario? You might even bring something up. Okay, versatility and ambition. So there's a woman working, or there could be a working mother. Somebody's creating something for themselves. You don't want that to come first. That's annoying you or that's bothering you. Okay, what would you rather be put first here? Yeah, the Cancer. So you want, if this is a person that has a child, right? Because sometimes the Cancer energy represents children to me, because that's like mother children. It's like somebody's putting their job first or their career first. You want somebody to put a Cancer first, or you want somebody to put their child first or something like that. That's bothering you. That is what's making you emotional. Or you want somebody to focus on this Cancer. All right. Let's see. Let's see. You say you want to move to Texas. I love it. I'm in Houston, so I like where I live at, but it depends. If you don't like being hot, don't do it. But I like to be hot, so if you don't like being hot, you be burning up. Hi there, welcome. Let me get 8 cards here, Gemini. So looking like you're guided by your emotions. I feel like too, if it's not an actual Cancer, you want somebody like, don't you remember that? Or don't you care about how we feel? Like Cancer is still emotions. All right. So there's the, yeah, it's like somebody's overly focused on Cancer energy. That's okay. It's almost like somebody is sneaking and looking at somebody's dynamic, or like these people that live together. This is kind all right, it's getting kind of weird. Okay, there you go. You're the lover's card, Gemini. Yeah, the high priestess and then the wheel of fortune. So literally spirituality, something spiritual. This is me being spiritual or me reading the readings. That's literally it. It's like somebody is sneaking and watching, like, why are you not putting that Cancer first, or why are you not putting your child first? But the way this looks is like somebody's not even supposed to be looking over here, or somebody's not even supposed to be paying attention to this. Okay, let's see what intuition is saying with the high priestess. What is intuition telling you here? Let's see. Passion, yeah, self-esteem and superstition. What is this? Who's in the Seven of Swords? What is somebody's intentions here? We're going to see what energy you need to be put in. Yeah, this is a, it's like are you combined with this Taurus again? It's something in this scenario. It's like a group of people or something. It would be like if you're with a Taurus, that Taurus is like, okay, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about this, that, and the third. But all they're doing is literally they are overly focused on a Cancer. That's all they can focus on. What is the Page of Cups doing? What is the Cancer doing? Or they're overly focused on their past or on something nostalgic. Okay, love for who? Yeah, voice and leadership. So it's like I feel like the Cancer is fine, or they're doing something out of love with like a partner or an authoritative figure. I'm not quite sure what that has to do with this at all. All right, what other energy should you be? It's like somebody is being nosy or something. So what does this situation have to do with you, Gemini? How does this affect you? What is the outcome of this occurring for you? Yeah, order. It's just like you're annoyed at what somebody chooses to put first. That's what you're annoyed about. I don't I don't see how that affects you. Maybe this is like a status quo thing. All right, what other energy should you be in, Geminis? You should be encouraged. What do you need the courage to do? Resist what? 1K likes for $20. Why would I give you $20 to like something? Doesn't even make sense. Let me see. What do you need to resist here, Geminis? Because Yeah, I feel like you're in a trap mindset about like what's going on. I wouldn't listen. Like if you're having a conversation with a Taurus or something, I wouldn't listen to this. I wouldn't worry about this. This is almost like a scenario where everybody's supposed to do the same thing in the same manner, and there's a person who's not doing it that way, and that triggers you, but you need to go do what you want to do first or what you want to put first. So if there's children involved, maybe there's a woman with a child and she's like, "Well, why are you working? You should be a stay-at-home mom, or you should take the day off, or you should." But it's like, do you want to work, or do you have a goal, or why are you automatically putting someone before you? Maybe you have a cancer sibling or something, and you're like, "Well, why are you going to work? You should be putting this baby first, or putting this cancer first, or something along those lines." All right, let's see. What is this person's intuition telling them to do, though? Because with the high priestess, that's intuitive. Yeah, mystery. What do they know to hide here? So that's what I'm saying. Like somebody is, so this person is creating something for themselves. So to the outside looking in, it looks like they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, but they actually know what to do. They're just not sharing it. I feel like something is not somebody's business because somebody is sneaking and looking anyway. Somebody's like sneaking and spying. This is a scenario where you wouldn't even know what somebody was doing if you were minding your own business. This looks like a little bit of gossip or something. All right, what's the outcome for the Geminis? Let's see. What's the outcome for you, Geminis? Yeah, resistance. Yeah, I feel like somebody is like trying to tell you what to do or trying to tell you how to live or where to go, and like that has nothing to do with anything. So, okay, let me write that down. Also, by being guided by your emotions, Cancer is a water sign. So if you're talking about zodiac signs and we talk about like the order of the zodiac, right? Like Aries is your fire, then you have Taurus is earth, you have Gemini, air, and then water, right? So Aries is your own personal self. Taurus energy is like your own standards for yourself. Gemini is your mentality and how you make your decisions. And then Cancer would be like the present moment, how you feel in the moment about that decision that you just made, and then you will repeat the same process because then you got Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, right? But that's kind of what this is about. It's like somebody wants the feeling or the emotion to come first, and that's not what should be coming first. It should be about, okay, what do I want to work towards, or what are my ambitions? Something, it needs to be something tangible, because emotions have ebbs and flows and they change. So if you're going to make a decision right now off of emotion, your emotion can change, in a heartbeat. That's going to switch up tomorrow. So, you know. All right, so that was Gemini. We're about to do Cancer next, actually. So I guess I don't know. It must be some people sitting here waiting for Cancer energy that's been coming out the whole time. All right. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the new folks. Make sure y'all subscribe and like. I'm on all kinds of platforms. All right. Do not get scammed, y'all. I'm not going to keep telling y'all. Don't get scammed, please. If you get scammed, I can't help you. I don't know the scammers. All right, Cancers. Let's see. Looks like you're the talk of the town. Looks like you keep coming up in the readings for some reason. So let's see. What's the scenario for my Cancers here? What's the scenario for my Cancers? All right, superstition. This could be about worries, stress, nervousness, but it could literally be something that is a superstition, right? Something that's fake that you don't have to worry about. But what is someone worried about or overthinking here? Let's see. Okay, so strength card is Leo energy. Okay, this is my Leo. So if the cancers out there know a Leo, somebody could be very worried about a Leo. All right, I'm also getting to just if we take a Leo out of it, we're talking about the energy. There is a superstition that something is perpetual. Why do I say that? The strength card in the tarot is 8. That's infinity. So there is a worry or a superstition that something is perpetual or infinite. All right, if there's a Leo involved, somebody is literally worried about a Leo or does not trust a Leo. All right, let's see. All right, what role do you play here, Cancers, in your reading? Innovation. All right, so you're able to create something. So it's interesting because I want to compare innovation to finesse. Taurus have finesse, which means their plan did not work. They were missing, they're missing information or energy to make that plan work. Something you're doing is actually being able to be created here. All right. Or if you don't know that, you have all the tools to create something if you are wondering. All right. What are you able to create here, Cancers? Okay, confidence. That's the 9 of Pentacles. So I feel like you're able to create something independently or on your own. If you're wondering, you can afford to do something. All right, you're able to do that. Okay. All right. What other energy do you need to be in here, Cancers? I would tell you not to worry about the next step. It looks like you're good. Okay, you have order. What else do you need to keep putting first, or what should you put first here for yourself for this to work out? Interesting mood. Okay. So I feel like you need to remember like a mistake that you made. Don't forget that mistake that you made here. Not in a bad way, but okay. So what might you regret? Okay. Passion. Don't act impulsively. I'm also getting there was something before that you thought you desired, you may have created from that desire and you didn't like the outcome. All right. Do not act impulsively. Make sure that you remember that. Okay. What do you wish you would have done the last time? So right now you are in innovation. So, you're good. Don't forget that. But what do you wish you would have done before? Okay, so you have spirituality, vision, and respect. You need to watch that Taurus reading. Somebody's really worried about you. If you know a Taurus, that Taurus is like really worried about you or some shit. All right, but anyway, I feel like too, you wish you would have had your own standard for yourself, your own regulation, because that's what you regret. You acted impulsively, and so you regretted that decision. But if you would have put certain standards in place, you wouldn't have regretted what you did. All right, so let's get the tarot. I don't know. I feel like a Taurus is like I don't know what the Taurus is looking with. They're all over the place. Let's see. Let's see. Let's get 8 cards. Okay, Gemini. Okay. Okay, y'all see me shuffling. Why is it the same? Literally. So this person's they're intending for somebody to come back. They're making a certain decision because they intend for somebody to stick around. The other individual that they're dealing with is leaving. This person's actually leaving. So this person's leaving the home to go get paid somewhere else. They could be leaving a company to go get paid. Somebody's like, yeah, I'm about to leave and go make this money real quick. I'm about to receive this money. I'm going to work. And that's that, but I don't understand why that 7 of Swords is there. Let's clarify that. That's weird. All right, let's see. What is the 7 of Swords intentions in this case? Now you have Sagittarius. What do they want as their intended outcome as a Sagittarius? What do they want this Sagittarius to do? Somebody's planning on, okay, power and voice. Maybe somebody wants this person to like yell or get upset or so that's the plan. Okay. What actually occurs? I don't, they might want a Sag to say something to an Aries. Okay. What actually occurs here? The Empress and humor. Somebody is comfortable. Yeah, pride. So yeah, so if somebody wants a Sagittarius to say something in particular, that person's like, I'm comfortable, I'm happy. Excuse me. I don't need to speak on that. I don't need to talk about that. So there's like an individual that's walking away from a scenario. They don't care. What is somebody walking away from in the Eight of Cups? Yeah, somebody already knows the truth about a scenario, so they just walk away from it. They don't need to speak on it, speak up about it. It's not important. What do they see the truth about? It just doesn't matter. All right, leadership and knowledge. We spoke about this in the Aries reading. Let's combine it. So Aries was voiced. They were asking a question. Their energy was like, okay, does this person know? Is this person knowledgeable? Yes. I feel like somebody gets the information that they need. They're like, okay, bet this person knows what they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Okay, boom. What does that have to do with you? I'm not really sure. What is the Gemini doing here? What's the lovers? All right. So yeah, so they have courage and spirituality. So they're fine. They're making a certain decision. They have faith in their decision. But there's like another individual here that's like sneaking around. I guess it's a Taurus. I don't know what that has to do with you. It's like because in the Taurus reading, they were worried about you. They were sitting there, they were like overly focused. Am I making the right decision? Or they're worried about your energy. They're like, am I making the right decision in this moment? Do I feel good? Am I going to be emotionally attached? Is it like if it was a love reading, they're like, oh my God, is that person going to go seek cancer? Or are they going to go visit cancer? Like this person's really. So it looks like Taurus is going to be in everybody's reading, just kind of nosy. Is the Taurus is here? Like what's I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but they're in everybody's reading so far. Yeah, so the intention is to get this person to speak out or say something mean, maybe. I don't know what is the Sagittarius actually doing? Because I don't think they, yeah, self-love. So what does that have to do with this? Why do they need to be power? Okay, to make it difficult for somebody to laugh or be happy. So somebody's trying to give somebody a difficult time on purpose, I'm assuming. I feel like the part that you play here, Cancer, you stop that from occurring. Because if you're innovation and confidence, it will be hard for somebody to feel weighed down or like bothered by something. Okay, what other energy should you be in, Cancers? Maybe you're overhearing this or watching this. What other energy should you be in? All right, what do you need to resist? Because you're working well, you're fine. All right, you got potential and change. Yeah, don't change what you're doing. Don't change what you're working on. Something that you're working on works well for you. If somebody is trying to give you advice on what to do, it looks like they want it to be difficult for you. And that's why they're giving you that advice. You have an easy way out. I'm also getting to this person, it's not working for them. So this could be a scenario where something doesn't work for them, but it works for you. And they may try to tell you, oh, that's not working out, or oh, that didn't work for me, but it works for you. You have all the tools. What's missing for this person? They don't have like all the tools that they need. Yeah, innovation. They may need you. That's why somebody's all like concerned about you. Somebody needs you to make something work for them. Okay. All right. What's the outcome for you, Cancers? They need you to co-sign something. All right. You're going to be fine. Continue doing what you're doing. All right. Let's see. We're doing Leo next. So hopefully Taurus is not maybe it's not a Taurus for everybody. I don't know. Hopefully they're not in everybody's readings. All right, Leos. Happy 4th of July, y'all. You said Ish like I like somebody I know. Do I know you? Welcome, beautifully divine. Thank you. All right, y'all. We're on a lot of platforms. I'm on YouTube, Kick, TikTok, WAP, all those good things. All right, Leo. What is the scenario for my Leos? What's the scenario for my Leos? Okay, confidence. So remember we said that Cancer was able to create this, but this is about independence. All right, being happy, focused on their resources. They have a lot of resources that they can use. All right. What role do you play here, Leos? What role do you play here, Leos? Okay, respect. All right, now typically this is the Taurus energy, but you have a certain standard, a certain rule set for yourself. All right, you're respecting the regulations. All right, what rule and regulations are you placing for yourself here? Or you could be respecting somebody else's wishes, of course. Oh, okay, defense. Okay, so you're basically saying like, no, that's not allowed. I'm not allowing that. What are you blocking out here? You could be respecting somebody else's wishes, like maybe they told you to block something out or tell someone no. Okay, so it looks like somebody's like, no, don't work with that Taurus because coming out as finesse again. You're like, no, I'm not. That the manipulation is not going to work on you, or a plan does not work on you because it doesn't fit your standard. But the standard itself is to block something out. You're like, no, I'm not going to work with that or do that. All right. What other energy do you need to be in, Leos? Okay. Yeah. Self love. All right. What would you be doing out of self love? Making sure that you're comfortable. Okay. Fight, mystery, and fluidity. Okay, okay. So you're like, no, I don't need to experiment. I don't need to change it. I already know that this is my standard. No, I don't want to do that. So I don't think there's anything that you need to experiment with or find out here. I don't think there's anything else you need to change. All right, let's see. Let's see. Wow, okay, the lovers again, Gemini. So you've already made your decision. The decision has been made. Why are the same fucking cards coming out? That's so weird. All right. All right, so somebody's making a decision to work from home or work here. They're focused on a career with the Eight of Pentacles. All right, you got the Death card, the Seven of Swords. Why is it the same? Y'all see me shuffling. What the hell? Okay, and then the Hermit. Excuse me. So, okay, first of all, the signs that are coming out, you got the Lovers, which is Gemini. You got Death card, Scorpio. The Fool could be Aquarius, and you have the Hermit is Virgo. So there's a decision to make something work. And then there's an inevitable change that's out of someone's control. That change is going to allow somebody to learn. All right. So hold on, I gotta do the TikTok puzzle to prove I'm a human. All right. So by somebody has dealt with something or worked with something perpetually and they notice certain changes going on with it. that is going to give somebody the wisdom. So somebody has done something out of trial and error. So, like I said before, there's nothing else that you need to figure out. If you're wondering, you already have the information, but we're going to clarify because now I'm getting the same cards coming out. Let's see. What's the intended outcome here with the Seven of Swords? And I'm going to clarify. Literally, okay, this is the so somebody is sneaking and watching the reading that I gave Cancer. Literally, this is me doing something for a Cancer or giving something generous for a Cancer. The reading, the intuitive reading that I just told Cancer, they are making something work. They're fine. What the fuck? All right, hold on, hold on. What is what's the death card? What's hidden? Somebody's trying to hide the fact that they're listening to something. What are they listening to? Or who are they guided by? Somebody's sneaking and listening to something. Why do they have to sneak? Why do they have to hide it? Why is it a secret? Okay, how do okay, I want to how do I explain it? Somebody has to hide the fact that they are listening to tarot or that they're listening to another person. Somebody's getting like advice in a sneaky way because another individual is controlling the scenario. So they're like, no. So that's what this is. That's why respect and defense. So it's like you're blocking somebody out because someone else told you to. Who is this? Leo? You're like sneaking and listening to somebody. Why does that have to be it's like you're hiding it. Like you have to hide what you watch, listen to. What is the intended outcome with the Seven of Swords? That's kind of strange that they came out. What's actually occurring? Yeah, truth. Somebody's able to see what's actually going on. Like this is very visible. Whoever's sneaking, literally, it's visible. So if somebody's trying to act like, oh, I'm not paying attention to that, or oh, I'm not doing that, or oh, I didn't know any better, something is intentional and we can see it. We can see somebody's true intentions. This is how I would explain this, right? If there's a person trying to do something intentionally to change the direction of something, right? Or they're being intentional in maybe making something difficult for another person, or they're sneaking, or they're eavesdropping, or something like that. We can see it. We can see what's going on. Everybody can see the truth about it. And it's like somebody is hiding the fact that they're paying attention. Whatever this is about, like somebody is secretly taking note of what's going on, even though somebody thinks they're being sneaky. So somebody can hear you, somebody's paying attention, or somebody's paying attention to a scenario. What is your energy down in these eight cards? Okay, leadership. So you may be telling somebody about this. You're like, yeah, like, what are you leading somebody to do? You're like, yeah, watch out for so and so. They're kind of sneaky. I've been paying attention to this. Okay. What's the outcome for you, Leos? Because that's odd. Yeah, innovation and humor again. This is something's fine. It's working in a good way. Like it's like if you have to compare two people as well, you're going to see one that can't really do something, and then there's another individual that can. I feel like that's why we can tell who the fake is. There's like a fake person that can't really do something, but they're pretending. How else are we able to see the truth here? It's right vision. I feel like if something is visible, what the fuck is this? It's like if somebody's like being sneaky in broad daylight, or we can see you lying, or we can see you tricking somebody or copying somebody, or I feel like somebody also is like stuck in the fact that there's an individual that has the information. They already know how to do something. They already know this person. They've already experienced this person. Like something's just not sneaky. That's the best way I could put this. All right, so that's your reading. All right, Leos, hopefully I looks like it's gonna be this is running throughout all the cards. I keep shuffling them. I don't know why that keeps coming out, but it is. So like something is a visible copy or visible like sham or some shit. I don't know what the fuck. All right, that's Leo. All right, we on YouTube, TikTok, and Kick and WAP. Happy 4th of July to y'all. I'm not doing nothing for 4th of July. I'm tired. I'm 4th of July out. I'm taking a nap. Welcome if you're new. Welcome, welcome. All right, so Virgo is next. Hopefully, now if you're new to watching me, whenever I'm doing readings, they do typically tie together, but this is like OD. Like that seven of swords, that Taurus done been in all the damn readings. But we'll see what else comes out. We're on Virgo now. Aries was at 5 minutes, Taurus was at 19 minutes, Gemini was at 30 minutes, and Cancer was at 44 minutes, Leo was at 55 minutes. And I will timestamp it. It'll be in the description when I'm done. I won't be able to timestamp it until the video is actually done. All right. Shout out to the new followers on TikTok. All right, Virgo, what is this scenario surrounding the Virgos here? What's the energy surrounding the Virgos? Okay, potential. All right, so looking at actual potential, something that can build up. To me, this can also be an actual physical message. Looking at your phone, emails, things like that. What does something have the potential to grow into? That is the Page of Pentacles to me. That's just to me. Okay, mood. All right, now you could either physically see that somebody regrets something, or something has a potential to grow into some sort of loss. Okay, what might we regret here? Something might end up in a loss. Okay, their perspective. Somebody's like, I wish I didn't have that perspective. Okay. All right. Perspective on what? So somebody just wishes maybe they had a more open mind, or they viewed a scenario differently. Perspective on what? And what was their perspective? Somebody regrets how they viewed leadership. So somebody felt like a leader was breaking some sort of rules or regulations here. That is how they viewed somebody. I feel like too, somebody regrets viewing a leader as like jealous. So somebody used to view this person as if they were jealous or hateful. How do they wish they would have viewed this leader before? Okay, dominance. Okay, so this person was the more dominant energy. What do they have dominance over? So somebody doesn't have to, yeah, perspective, exactly. So somebody's not being hateful or spiteful. They have a different perspective, or they're not jealous or envious. They're more dominant energy. Interesting. What was this leader teaching or telling people to do here? To resist. Okay. So somebody's like, hey, don't do that. Or so this could be a scenario where, like, like an elder's like, oh, don't do this, don't drink that, don't smoke that, don't date that person, resist this. And it'll maybe it looks like they're old and bitter, or they're a hater, or they're envious, but it looks like somebody really just has like control over their temptations and things like that. Okay. What role do you play here, Virgos? Okay, the Empress, versatility. So you could be somebody's mom in this case. You're very comfortable. It's an energy of beauty, things like that. So you're comfortable in your surroundings. All right. What other energy should you be in, Virgos? Okay, change. All right. So right now you're in your comfort zone. You might have to switch some things up. What is the current state, or what are you currently doing? And then we're going to see what you need to change it into. Okay, style. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, or you're moving forward in a certain way. What do you need to change this into? Okay, peace. All right. So I wouldn't move forward with something. I wouldn't continue to move forward with something. If you're focused on a Cancer, I would not focus on that. What else do you need to be at peace with? If you're trying, I don't know, on a very everyday, like literal level, if you're about to drive somewhere, I wouldn't do that. Rest yourself, like take a break, take a day off, rest, don't drive. What else do you need to be at peace with here? And then we'll get the tarot. I wouldn't even, yeah, just be at peace with how something is going. Let it happen. Let something occur the way that it's already going. There's nothing that you need to force. All right, so let's see. The Two of Cups flew out there. Let's see. Let's see if the same cards come out. Hopefully, hopefully they don't. All right, let's see. 8 cards. Okay, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Wands. All right, so this to me is getting information, the Eight of Wands. So it looks like you're getting information. You could be listening to something, looks like it's going to inspire you. There's the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so this is luck right here. So the way something is going looks like it was inspired by other information. Somebody got some information, that's why something is going this way. Looks like somebody is managing their time well, their opportunities well. Yeah, there's perspective. There it is right there with the hangman. Yeah, the page of swords, the moon, and then the 10 of wands. I feel like too that when we were talking about how somebody's perspective of leadership and they thought like it was breaking some sort of rule or going against the grain, or they or somebody viewed a leader as hateful or envious, somebody's gonna look back and realize that they should have listened to this person, because when they didn't, it looks like it made something very difficult for them. Let's see what else we can get. What is the luck? What is the opportunity, or how is something going right now? Because that's like kind of something out of your control, or yeah, resistance. Excuse me. This is what the leader was telling people to do or advising people to do. What are they resisting? And that's exactly what the initiator is doing, or the leader is doing. What are they able to resist? Okay, rebellion. Somebody's like, yeah, just calm down. There's no need to go against the grain here. So why do we view an individual as like defiant? Why was that the perspective? Where did that perspective come from? Okay, it's how you view envy, or how you view jealousy, or breaking a rule. What was the rule? It's like, oh, don't. Okay, let's see. What was the rule here? Oh, self esteem. So somebody is supposed to be like maybe humble or insecure. Why would somebody be in charge and be insecure though? So what was this person doing instead? Of course, like confidence, but what were they doing instead? I feel like there's also supposed to get offended. Yeah, spirituality. So they don't feel insecure. They may have faith in themselves. What is supposed to make this person feel insecure? Okay, power. I'm assuming speaking up for themselves. Why would that's odd? So basically, this is like supposed to be a chain reaction. It's supposed to be like another powerful person is supposed to convince this leader, teacher, speaker, or whoever, maybe they're the first person to do something. They're supposed to be convinced that they should worry about whether or not they're as powerful. This looks like a power struggle. So this person is supposed to be insecure when they're doing it, but they don't. They're optimistic, or they have faith in themselves. that's the whole perspective. It's like, oh, that person is jealous, or that person's envious, or that person's disrespectful, but they literally just, they're just not insecure. That's it. Okay. What's the outcome for the Virgos here? Let's see. What's the outcome for the Virgos? All right. Hustle and guidance. Okay. So I feel like you're going to be guided by somebody who has received abundance and they've received certain opportunities here. Let's see what the hustle is for you, because that's the 10 of Pentacles to me. So it's like, yeah, we would rather be guided by somebody who has received certain things or actually received opportunities. Yeah, that's, it's like, no, I'm not. It's like somebody is frowned upon for receiving assistance or receiving money or getting paid or something like that. Like, that's odd. Okay. That's what you're going to realize. That's what you're watching or you're going to notice here. All right, so that was Virgo. If that's you and like you want to initiate something or you want to do something different, you may feel like you're going against the grain or you're breaking tradition. All right, but I feel like there's nothing to change here. This is just the way something is going. Somebody views somebody as hateful or spiteful just because they're not humble or insecure. So if y'all just join on TikTok, we doing general readings. The only way to get readings from me is to subscribe to the WAP page because of scammers. All right, I'm never gonna DM y'all. I don't do no readings on TikTok, DM, nothing. That's not, you gotta guys subscribe to the WAP in the bio. All right, Libras are next. Shout out to the Libras. All right, what is the scenario surrounding the Libras? Okay, sexuality could literally be sex, a partner. It could also be a Gemini with sexuality, but this is about partnering up or having sex, boyfriend, girlfriend, things like that. All right, what role do you play here, Libras? Okay, style. So this is Cancer energy, but you're, so you could be the person that the Virgo was focused on since you're just coming out in this energy. You're moving forward with something in a manner that works for you. All right, what other energy should you be in here? I feel like too, you've already made your decision and you're moving forward on that path. So you're currently on the path of the last decision that you've made. What other energy should you be in here, Libras? Okay, innovation. So if your Cancer did come out like that. So if you're dealing with a Cancer, I will follow their lead. You're able to create something. What are you able to create here for yourself, Libras? All right, respect. I feel like you're able to create your own rules. So basically, whatever path you're on right now, something did work out for you. Create a standard in this scenario. Now, if we're talking about, sex or dating or something like that, you're in charge of that. You're in charge of who you date. You decide what that standard is. You decide what the standard is for decisions. Let's just take dating out of it. If it's something every day, you're in charge of decorating your house. What kind of dishes do you want? What kind of rugs do you want? Maybe you don't want no rugs. You're in control of those rules and regulations. All right. Maybe you don't know that. Maybe you don't. Let me see. What other things do you need to consider when setting your standard for yourself? Okay, resist what? Okay, truth and leadership again. All right. So I feel like you need to create a like a standard of what's difficult for you to resist maybe. So maybe there's something you've been through and you're like, you know what, no, I'm not doing that anymore, or like, okay, I don't drink on the weekdays, or I'm not going to eat any fast food on the weekdays. I know it makes, makes me gain weight, so I'm only going to eat it on the weekends or something like that. Like you need to set a set standard and a set rule here. Okay. All right. So you have all the tools to make that work. You don't have to break your own standards or your own rules, Libra. That's what you have to remember here. Okay, you got the Four of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Star card could be dealing with an Aquarius, the Six of Cups. There's a Chariot. In this case, because you're coming out as a Chariot, we're going to assume that this is you and not necessarily a Cancer. All right, so we're going to assume that this is you, but you could be dealing with a Cancer or have a Cancer like moon or something like that. Yeah, there it is. Innovation. It looks like an Aquarius is going to give you all the tools that you need to make something work if you know one. Let me see what else the Star card is. What's the Star card? I feel like too, you need to consider the future. Right now, something is working in the moment. Consider the outcomes also in the future. What is the Star card? Okay, order. Yeah, what's being put first here? All right, yeah, potential and defiance. So you need to actually prepare for the fact that somebody may break your rules and your regulations. Everybody has different standards. So Aquarius rules groups of people, right? Thank you so much. Oh, hey, I remember you from a last page. I remember your name. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Okay. But yeah, I had to make a new page. They had a lot of fake pages. Real quick intermission. Please do not get scammed, y'all. I just started going live on here again. And the reason I stopped going live was because there was a scam page and they threatened to literally kill somebody. That they threatened to do that with my name and my face. They said they was gonna put witchcraft on somebody. I do not do no witchcraft on people. I don't threaten nobody. I don't offer no readings. You have to subscribe to my WAP to get readings. I just wanted to put that out there real quick. If y'all was looking for me, that's why I was gone. And it pissed me off, but we back. Okay, so and right now I'm on Libra. But yeah. So Aquarius energy is large groups of people. It rules all of our own unique identities. So you have to prepare for the fact that somebody it may go against the grain with you. They may not agree with what your standards are. Now with sexuality, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you're dating somebody, you need to prepare for that person literally to break your standard or go against your rule or regulation. Um, Especially the ladies. I can't speak from a man's point of view, but I've been in plenty of situations where I actively told a man what my standard was and they purposely broke that rule or that regulation or that standard. So if this is about dating or sex or anything like that, like if you tell somebody I don't want any children, that man is going to try to get you pregnant. Or if you're like, hey, I don't like poly, or you got to be single, that man may have a girlfriend or something like that. Like this is a person where they are going to actively disrespect you, like, or they're going to actively go against the grain. Like, whatever you're doing, if it includes large groups of people, you are not going to have everybody is not going to respect your wishes. All right. They're just not like me being on, on platforms. There's going to eventually be trolls that come in and be disrespectful, things like that. So you have to have a set standard or a set rule set in place, Libras. No, it is not free readings. These are the free ones. These are the free ones. But the subscription, there's a $22 one for one reading a month and so on and so forth. So they're all listed on the link in my bio. But basically prepare for somebody to go against your rules or your standards. Just be prepared for that. And you're going to have to instill that rule and regulation. I feel like too, there's something that you did not notice before and that may be brought to light by an Aquarius. All right, so there's something that you didn't notice before. All right, so just pay attention to that. I feel like too, for some reason, I feel like you may not notice that an Aquarius was being generous to you before. The way that this looks, you see them. It's like you see this person doing something over here, and that makes you realize that someone actually did something out of kindness to give you the tools to make something work. All right. All right, what is the outcome for the Libras? What's the outcome for the Libras? All right, yeah, intuition. So Whenever I get intuition, I don't like to go too far because that's pretty much um that means it's pretty much on point. All right. I'm also up on YouTube, y'all. If y'all are on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, Kick, TikTok, WAP. Check the links for personal readings and things like that. Now, back in the day, I did used to do the Cash App reading, so we may bring that back later. But I'm trying to make it so that it is as low scamming as possible for y'all, because that was crazy. But yeah. Oh. All right, so we're gonna do Scorpio next. We're going in order. This is up on YouTube if you missed your sign and you're watching me on TikTok or on Kick. All right. I don't think it'd be anybody watching me on WAP, but I have it up just in case. It's up there just in case. I got a couple people on Kick that be tuning in every now and then. All right, Scorpios. Let's see here. All right, what is the situation surrounding the Scorpios? What's the situation surrounding the Scorpios? Okay, guidance. All right, a group of people. This could be the Three of Cups, kind of celebrating something, a little party, or literal like guidance, people listening to an individual. All right, who are they being guided by? Okay, resistance. All right, so this is within one person. They're being guided to resist a certain thing, right? That's what they're being guided by. They're like, nah, I don't really want to do that. I want to resist temptation, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what else. What are they being guided to do? And then we will clarify for you. What are they being guided to do here? Interesting. Love. Okay. So what is this? What is the leader resisting? Innovation. So now Cancer and Libra had this in their energy. Somebody's either resisting a Cancer or a Libra, or somebody is resisting creating something for themselves. They don't want to create. They don't want to be creative. Okay, so they're guiding people to love. Okay. Do what out of love here? Okay, ambition. So somebody is working out of love for another individual. Okay, let's see what that means. All right, what role do you play here, Scorpios? What role do you play here for the Scorpios? Oh, ambition. Okay, so this is you're the person, you're working out of love for another individual. You're working out of love for somebody else. And the reason I say that, like, love is typically like a sacrifice that we make for someone, or like we have empathy or we care about them. So we're going to do this action, right? But if it were self love, it would be something where it makes you feel comfortable and it works for your emotions. So I feel like you're the person that's being guided to do this. Okay. What other energy should you be in, Scorpios? Okay, defiance. So I feel like whatever you're doing right now for work, you should not, whatever this advice is, I don't think you should listen to it. We're going to clarify what that means then. Okay, so you should not, whenever I get defiance, you literally should not listen to these instructions that someone is giving you. Now, ambition, if it's not the actual job that you do, this could be like something you are perpetually doing in your life. You're being guided to perpetually do something over and over again. Why do I say perpetual? Because eight is infinite. That is the infinity sign. And you're it's like you can see he's repetitively building something. He's already done these and he's still doing more. So it's like you're repetitively doing something over and over again out of love. You're actually not supposed to do it. Okay, now. All right. Let's see. I do get that card from time to time. Okay. What should you be doing instead here? There's like a rule or regulation you're following. What should you be doing instead, Scorpios? Not, and I'm not telling you not to go to work. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you not to keep repeating the same thing or repeating a bad cycle. Now, if you're the type where If you're the type where you're working a job and you could get a better opportunity and you're not doing that, then go do that. Like say like you have a child and you're like, I don't know if we should get up and move because I don't want my child to have to move schools. If you have a better opportunity for your career, go do that. Or like maybe you're not moving because like, oh, my family's here, or this, that, and the third. Like you need to elevate your career, go do something, for yourself. Now your advice is inspiration. This is my Aquarius card. If you're dealing with an Aquarius or anything like that, I would take that Aquarius's advice, or I would work with that Aquarius. Let's see what else. I just mentioned that the Aquarius helped the Libra. I literally just said that. That's Aquarius and Libra. So, what are you working on, or what are you doing perpetually with ambition? Let's see. What are you working on or doing perpetually, Scorpios? You got self-love, emotions, and power. Yeah, this to me looks like the only reason you're repetitively doing something is for someone else to feel better. That's kind of what I'm getting. All right, let's see. Let's get 8 cards. Let's see. Hi, y'all. I'm not ignoring you, but I don't do personal questions. These are general. Let's see. Okay, you got the strength card, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Devil card. All right, so first of all, I feel like you're going to look at how much time you spent on something once you leave it behind. You're like, man, I spent a lot of time working on that, or I did, because we have another eight with the strength card. We got 8, 8. So you're doing something perpetually and then you stop and you walk away. You might keep returning back to something over and over again. Yeah, there's the Five of Swords. You should not keep repeating this. So once you stop repeating this, yeah, the world, you keep repetitively going back and forth. It's okay for you to leave this behind. Because if somebody's giving you advice, I feel like somebody's like, hey, like, stay away from that Cancer, or like somebody doesn't want to do something alone or make something work on their own or something. And you keep going back and forth. Okay. So the signs that came out, you have the Strength card, Eight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Devil, Five of Swords, the World, the Six of Wands, and then the Temperance. So you have Leo, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the next sign after you, right? So this is about you going kind of to the next step. If you don't know what Sagittarius, it doesn't have to be that. It's just the energy. Yeah, it's like you don't. Why is somebody guiding you to do this? What do they get out of that? It's like you're repeating the same thing. Let's see, what do you get? What do they get out of telling you to do this? I feel like it works for them. It makes them happy, skill and humor. The cause and effect is it makes them happy, or it works for them. Okay, so once you end this, what would be your new cycle with the Six of Wands here? I feel like too, somebody kind of has you might be isolated. Ambition is a card where they're by themselves. The Six of Wands is more so like people around you. Somebody may have you keeping up appearances. What else would you be ending here? Yeah, you got courage and luck. I feel like you have a better opportunity somewhere that you don't want to take. What would be your new cycle over here with the Six of Wands and the Temperance? Hi, yeah, you can subscribe for readings. These are general right now, though. These are by zodiac sign. So right now I'm on Scorpio. All right, so what's the new cycle here? Now you got finesse coming out, and that was Taurus. In the new cycle too, it may be hard for you because it's something new. Like you're intending on not feeling insecure, but something may trigger you anyway. What might trigger your self-esteem really quick, Scorpios? You got mood, hustle, and mystery. Let me get one more. You might feel like a situation where, damn, I regret not doing this sooner. What is the temperance doing? What is the temperance energy? Because that's after the world card. Okay, passion. What do they desire or what actions are they taking? Okay, truth. What do they see the truth about? Okay, yeah, vision and superstition. I feel like you're doing something because you're worried about whether or not somebody will care about you, love you. I feel like too, this energy, they've already seen that something is not real. They're like, okay, I don't really have to listen to that. I can go do this. It's a superstition. All right, what is the outcome for my Scorpios? Yeah, you got guidance, spirituality, knowledge, and dominance. All right, interesting reading there. Sag is next, Scorpios. You pulled that energy, so you might want to listen to that reading just because it is the next sign. So it might, might shift on over. You say you feel lonely. Hey, man. Sometimes loneliness is peaceful. Okay. Don't don't conflate loneliness with peace. Okay. You gotta learn how to be alone. It's very important to do. All right, Sagittarius is if you're asking a personal question, guys, these are general right now. You got to book readings at the link in the bio. I might start doing the $5 questions again, but not right now though. I used to do it when you caught me live. You could do those questions, so we might do that. All right, so let's see, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is shout out to the Sages. All right, what's the situation surrounding Sagittarius? Most important situation here. Okay, truth. So whenever we get in now, they say Sag rules the truth. So you said yay, finally. Oh, just a heads up also, y'all. I don't always go in order. Sometimes I go backwards, okay, for my late signs. So the next time I'm live, I will be going backwards, which will probably be tomorrow. So I will be if you're my Capricorns and the Pisces and all that, you'll be first tomorrow. Welcome back. All right, so the truth, that is the center of your reading. All right, so the truth about what here? Truth about what, Sag is? Let's see. Okay, the truth about now this came out as a Libra today. This could be a Libra because this was their energy in this reading, but this could be a Cancer. All right, so the truth about a Libra or a Cancer. All right, what is the truth here? Truth about a Libra or a Cancer. And we're going to see what your energy is. Okay, courage. All right. So something takes courage. This decision or this path that you want to be on, it takes courage. Yeah, courage and self-love. All right, so the courage to make sure that you feel comfortable, or you may see this in another individual, a Libra or a Cancer. You're like, okay, they have the courage to make sure that they love themselves. Also, you could be seeing that the truth is that it takes courage to do things out of self love. A lot of times, we do fear, disappointing somebody. Like we want to make sure, oh, I love that person, I care for them. I want them to know that I care about them. What if I do this and they don't like that? It definitely takes courage to do something that you love for yourself. Cancers will I just my child's a Cancer, and if she don't like something, she's leaving. She don't give a damn. Like if we go somewhere and she don't like what it looked like, or she don't like how it is up in there, she be like, look, it's time to go. So it's something like that. But let's see, that's just an example. All right, so what role do you play here, Sagittarius is? Let's see. Let's see, what role do you play here? Okay, knowledge. All right, so you know what you're doing. Knowledge came out in the Aries reading. Yeah. Yeah, knowledge came out in the Aries reading. All right, so what are you knowledgeable about here, Sagittarius? So you already know, you're knowledgeable. Okay, resistance and resilience. So and then self-esteem. Don't go backwards. Because this to me is this is 10 of wands, 9 of wands. If you're in knowledge, this is most likely like Queen of Wands energy or King of Wands energy. And I'm saying that because that matches up with the tarot. That's just how I read, guys. You may match up differently if you read your own cards or anything like that. But this is the 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. So resist going backwards. You know that though. If you're questioning anything, Sagittarius, is you know what to do. Do not question yourself. What might trigger self-esteem here? So do not revert back to something that made you feel insecure before, or don't maybe revert back to a person or anything like that. Let's see. Do not go backwards. Order. Okay, what would be put first that might make you feel insecure? Interesting. Finesse and vision. This goes back to, okay, this goes back to that Taurus reading. What other energy do you need to be in with the information that you have? What other energy do you need to be in here? Okay, healing. So what is the issue? Let's see. So you know what to do. I feel like too, I'm gonna say this whenever I get the 9 of wands, this could be like something that messed up your body, messed up your health. Don't revert back to that. All right, what was wrong here? And then we're gonna see what is healing. Oh, love. Okay, that's yeah, courage, self-love, so love. So you could have been doing something out of love as well, or making certain sacrifices. So I feel like in this scenario, if this is what needs to be healed, you may have been doing a lot out of love for another individual. All right. Or, always kind of putting somebody before yourself. All right. And what else will this be healed into? And then we're going to get the cards. Yeah, potential and mood. So you're like, okay, like basically you're going to remember whether or not something was a loss, whether or not you kind of made a sacrifice for no reason. So let's get 8 cards here for you. So do not revert back. Don't go backwards. You already know better. You don't need to try it out again or anything like that. All right, let's do 8 cards. Also, with this combination, if you're questioning whether or not you're making the right decision, whether or not you know what to do not make a sacrifice for somebody else. Like don't go, if they're like, "Oh no, I don't want you to do that," or maybe you should do this instead. Don't do that. Let's see. Let's get 8 cards. Thank y'all for joining, by the way. This is the most people I had on YouTube in a little minute. Y'all know my YouTube was gone, so I had to get it, I had to bring it back. All right, let's get 8 cards here from my Sages. Okay, there's your opportunity. You got the Ace of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the Five of Cups, Five of Wands. Okay, the Devil card, the Page of Swords. So we're observing how something distracted you. All right, could have been a Capricorn, the Fool card. There's a Chariot. All right, so there's your Cancer energy. And again, it could be a Libra or a Cancer. But always those are my matched up cards in the tarot. Let me see what the Five of Cups was. What is the regret here or the loss? Okay, passion. What did you desire here? Oh yeah, self-love. So you were like, damn, I should have considered myself first. That's why I hope the Scorpios are watching this because that ties in. So they're like, yeah, I should have put myself first. What did you want to do out of self-love? before? What did you want to do out of self-love here? Innovation. Yeah, same cards as Cancer and Libra. You wanted to create something for yourself. What were you able to create? And this is almost like, okay, I have all the tools to do something, but I just don't do it. Excuse me. Like, don't put career on back burner or don't put a job on a back burner or, yeah, what are you able to create here, Sagittarius? All right, money. All right, you're able to generate money, income. There could be a partnership. Maybe there's a good job opportunity for you. All right, and you have respect. You might have been able to get an opportunity with a Taurus, literally. This could, I know Leo came out as this as well. Another thing that I'll say too with this connection, this could be you making your own rules and regulations for how you get money or make money. There could have been like a partner that does not want you to do a certain job, or a family member doesn't want you to do a certain job. Um, what's another way that this could go? Now we're talking about literal like love versus like dating for resources, or dating somebody that's on your level, making sure you guys are equally yoked or equally ambitious. Make sure that you continue to do that. Let's see what the devil card was real quick. What's the devil card? You may like, even if you had a business, right? Maybe you're trying to be nice to people and you're like, okay, I need to lower my prices, or I need to, like, don't do that. Keep your business the way that it is, because if you have all the tools to do something that works for you. Let's see what the devil card is. And we're gonna get the outcome for you. Yeah, order. Okay. All right. What other energy should you be in, Sag? I feel like that's pretty straightforward. It made a lot of sense. Now, if you're dealing with a Cancer or Libra, remember they have the courage to do something for themselves. They got the courage to do something out of self love. So make sure you're doing the same thing. All right. Don't fear like whether or not somebody likes you or anything like that. What other energy should you be in here? All right. Intuition. What's the outcome for you? So you're good. Yeah. Personality, ambition, perspective, and superstition. So this ties into the Scorpio reading as well. There's a perspective on a superstition and pride. If the Scorpios took my advice and continued to watch this reading, you Scorpios feel like you would be prideful if you put yourself first. All right, that is how your perspective is. I feel like Sag may have a certain, they should also not go back to being humble or anything like that. They should, be proud of themselves, prideful, things like that. All right. Um, yeah. So that shouldn't be too hard for the Sagittarius to do, you know. All right. Hey Amelia. Welcome y'all. Hi. We're not doing personal questions, y'all. We're doing general by each sign. But if y'all want a question, y'all can subscribe to the walk. You can what am I trying to say? You can cancel subscription at any time. I am on YouTube, TikTok, Kick, WAP. Now that I'm on TikTok, please don't get scammed, y'all. This is my only page. I have one with the same username too. Is Eat Your Heart Out Again. That is me. Do not get scammed, okay? Please. I'm not DMing nobody. None of that. I done told the story a million times about why I left TikTok. So yeah, shout out to you on Kick. Hello there. All right. So we got Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. Let me get my lips together. It's a lot of y'all on YouTube today for 4th of July. Y'all must ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I'm sitting my ass in the house. All right, so let's see. My daughter might be mad, but It is what it is. All right, Capricorns. What's the energy surrounding the Capricorns? Thank you to you on Kick. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Resistance again. A lot of resistance, resisting temptation, things like that. What's being resisted in your reading? What are we resisting here, Capricorns? Okay, hustle and sexuality. Somebody is resisting, looks like somebody's resisting paying or resisting receiving. Either somebody's resisting giving or receiving money or resources or something like that. Okay. Let's see. What role do you play here, Capricorns? Okay, respect. Same energy as the Leo. So both of you have a certain standard. All right, so you have a certain standard here. You're respecting somebody's wishes. All right, what standard or what do you have respect for here? Or you're setting a certain standard for yourself. Okay, fluidity and self-esteem. So this is a scenario where you're like, I don't feel comfortable experimenting with that. What might trigger self-esteem here? You're like, I don't, Leo. So both you and Leo are in the same boat. So something that this Leo does might offend you, and I feel like you're going to keep your distance there. So what is the Leo doing that offends you or bothers you possibly? Interesting finesse. So you don't like their intentions. You don't like this Leo's intentions or something that they've tried to do does not work. Okay. So what is their intentions? What is their intended plan? You're like, I don't, so like this could be a scenario where you don't want to invest in something or somebody because you're like, no, that plan didn't work before. I don't know if that plan is really going to work. All right, what was their intentions? What was their intended outcome? And what actually happened? Interesting. Okay. So a Leo was supposed to fix something. They were supposed to heal a scenario or fix something, but instead it looks like they ended up getting emotionally triggered or they allowed their emotions to get in the way. And if we're talking about business or something like that, you're like, I wouldn't invest in that or I wouldn't do business with that individual because they're too emotional or they allow their emotions to get in the way. What was this person supposed to heal or fix? Okay, so you don't like who this person gets advice from. Who do they get advice from, or what are they guided by? Or maybe they make emotional decisions. Who are they guided by here? You're like, nah, you're listening to the wrong crowd, or who are they guided by? So this person's guided by a Libra, possibly. Yeah, okay, wait. I just mentioned that the Libra is like the Cancer, something. So this person, they left to go be with a Cancer. It's like basically this person is being guided by watching somebody else. They follow this scenario. They're not supposed to continue watching that or following after that lead. They watched this scenario occur. They were supposed to stop doing that and they did not. They're becoming emotional. What other energy should you be in here, Capricorns? I feel like to this person, they start off logical, right? Because Libra is air. They start off being very logical and then they go and act off of emotions. Cancer is water. Okay. What other energy should you be in here, Capricorns? self-love, similar to what Sag is advised to do and Cancer is advised to do. Okay, what would you be doing out of self-love? What else? Ooh. Okay, voice rebellion. All right, you may have to speak up on something. This looks like a dynamic where you're going to have to speak up for yourself or actually say something in this scenario. Maybe you're staying quiet. Let's get 8 cards. Four of Swords. All right, the High Priestess. We got intuition. Yeah, the Three of Cups, literally guidance. Two of Pentacles. Right, Six of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Cups, and then the Knight of Swords. I feel like it's almost like, yeah, Libra, Cancer. Like somebody starts to become too emotionally attached to something. What is your intuition telling you with the High Priestess? Inspiration and pride. All right, there could be a scenario where an Aquarius. Okay, so in this scenario, it looks like an Aquarius has too much pride to listen to spirituality. The High Priestess is spiritual, it's intuition. So you already know that. I feel like too, if there's like a some advice that you want to give somebody, you're like, I already know they're not going to listen, or I already know they don't have faith in that, or they don't believe that. You already know that. What is the Wheel of Fortune? What's destined to occur in this scenario? And we're going to see what you need to speak on with voice. Yeah, vision and hustle again. It's like you can see where the money needs to go or what you need to spend money on. You're like, no, I know that that's a great opportunity. I could get that money like this, that, and the third. Um, this looks to me like you want to be careful where you spend your money or what you use your money on or who you share the money with or something along those lines. That's what this looks like. So out of self-love, you're going to have to say something. What do you need to say here with voice? Maybe you're also being quiet and you're allowing some, yeah, spirituality. So it's like you could be dealing with somebody, they feel like they're above it or they don't like it. You have to talk about your belief system or what you have faith in. You're gonna have to talk about that. I'm also getting too, you're like, no, that's a trap mindset. Like you have a trap perspective. That's not the only way to view something. How does somebody view a scenario? You're gonna have to speak up about that. I mean, your intuition is here telling you how does somebody have a trap perspective? What is their perspective? They can only see something one way or they're okay, mystery and confidence. If they open their mind, you're trying to, how would they see something? You're kind of like, no, you need to open your mind, humor, and knowledge. So Sagittarius came out as knowledge, but I feel like you're like, no, now this could be something where maybe somebody doesn't believe in like cards or they don't believe in like interpreting their dreams or something like that, but it would actually give them information. What is this over here with strength and finesse? What was supposed to be the outcome? It's like, oh, somebody's trying to get you to continue having respect for the scenario because you were the respect card in the beginning. So somebody wants you to continue having respect. It's like out of respect for you, I'm just going to allow you to do whatever, but that's not occurring. What's actually happening? I feel like too, the standard was supposed to bring you and a person together, like loyalty or like there's some sort of loyalty that's supposed to bring you and this person together or something like that, or some standard. What's actually going to occur? But I feel like their plan didn't work, or and you know that. Yeah, the Hermit. I feel like too, this is isolation and this has multiple people. It's like you may realize, like, wait, I'm by myself in this. It's like you already know better. What knowledge do you have with the Hermit? You already know then, like, better than to stick to this standard or stick to this rule. Yeah, change. Yeah, there's intuition again. So you're like, no, I can't. Your intuition is going to tell you flat out what to do here. I can't continue to stick to this standard or I can't continue to stick to this rule. All right, what is the outcome for you, Capricorns? Let's see. You say I'm spot on. Thank you for letting me know, y'all. The outcome, yeah, defense. So you're this rule, this is not going to work. Their plan is not going to work. If a Leo is watching this reading, your plan's not going to work. If that's if that's what you need to hear. I don't know if there's like a Leo that knows a Capricorn and you're wondering like a plan is not working and that Capricorn doesn't feel comfortable maybe investing in something or working with that or having that, they don't have that same standard or that same regulation for themselves. What else is going to be blocked out here? Yeah, mood, ambition, and knowledge. You're like, well, I don't regret doing this because that's what I said. The knowledge, or if you opened up your mind, it would be humor. Something would be happy, enjoyable, or they would have like another opportunity that would actually work out. Okay. All right, that was Capricorn. We got Aquarius and Pisces next. I'm gonna have to take a little intermission. I've been on here for a little minute. All right. I don't know why you're asking me when the last time I got some was, because I would not be getting it from anybody on this internet. It wouldn't be coming from you. So that question is completely irrelevant. All right, so let's see. Let's see. All right, so hold on, y'all. We're going to do a little intermission. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to. How do you? Oh, there we go. I got to mute y'all. Be All right, we back. Let's see. So that was Capricorn. All right, Aquarius is next, y'all. Let me do the timestamp. If you're on TikTok, these are general, y'all. These are general. It's general. All right, Aquarius folks. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Aquarius. What is the energy surrounding my Aquariuses? Okay, luck. All right, so the Wheel of Fortune and opportunity. Now typically with this card, this is just something that's out of our control. It's the way that it's going. It could be good or bad. Y'all know how luck goes. All right, so what is the luck or what is the fortune right now currently? Okay, finesse. So in this scenario, something is just this is not going to work. Now, finesse came out as Taurus. You may want to watch the Taurus reading that is back in 19 minutes. But in this scenario, in this moment, in this time, this plan does not work. This is not a good time for this plan to work. If somebody's doing something at a certain time of day and they're trying to sneak away or get away with it, that plan is not going to work right now. Let's see. So what is the intention? Let's see. What's the intended outcome? Okay, humor. All right. What's going to occur here? Okay, hustle. All right. So first of all, something is going to cost money. Like if somebody's trying to not spend money on something, it is going to cost money. I feel like somebody's plan is to get like a community of people to just like something or laugh at it or but something's actually going to be reality. It needs to be paid for or somebody needs to be compensated. All right. So if somebody's like, oh, we're family or we're friends or something like that, somebody needs to be compensated. Something's not going to be pacified with like literal humor. Like I don't know, like, oh, you're funny or you're nice or you're sweet or you're romantic. I'm going to do this for you for free or do this for you without compensation. Like right now, the time is for hustle, but this isn't a bad thing because if this is the fortune, this is like abundance here. It's this is almost like somebody is trying to put somebody in a different category than what they belong in. Somebody actually deserves abundance or they deserve an opportunity. All right, let's see. What role do you play here, Aquarius? Okay, truth. So you see the truth about it. You're watching that. What else do you see the truth about here? What else do you see the truth about? Okay, power. You could see the truth about somebody speaking up, or maybe the truth in somebody's power here. This person in a position of power. All right, what is the truth about what this person's saying? Or I'm also getting to if somebody is speaking or saying something, it's the truth. It's not, somebody's not lying. All right, what is the truth about this energy or this powerful person or whatever? All right, fluidity. They're experimenting. What are they experimenting with or what are they going with the flow with? Somebody is doing something in trial and error. They're resisting confidence. So somebody's resisting paying for something on their own or something like that. What other energy should you be in once you get this information, Aquarius? Vision. So you need to see what's going on. So what I'm getting with this, maybe you don't see something very clearly. Maybe, okay, what do you need to see clearly? I keep trying to, I'm gonna pull the tarot here. It's like you don't really see it as clearly as other things. Okay, potential and strength and style and skill. So something about that Leo reading. Okay, so Aquarius, you are opposite Leo, so maybe that's why that applies. So what I said in the Capricorn reading, there was the Leo energy where they were intending on healing something. They're trying to fix something, but they're being led by their emotions. They were supposed to do something logical, but they're going to do something emotional. That's what you need to see. You need to see what I said in the last reading in the Capricorn reading. Let's clarify that then. Okay, so we got the Nine of Swords and then the Tower. So at first, somebody's really worried, and then all of a sudden, the Tower hits. So the Tower, if you know with tarot, like that's something unexpected, or it is a shift in your perspective. So there's overthinking, there's worry, and then there's the Tower, the Moon, the King of Swords. So I feel like somebody's like at first they're worried about it, and then they're like, wait, if I just resist worrying or stressing or thinking about that, then I don't have to worry about it. But we'll clarify. Five of Cups, Two of Cups, and in the world. Yeah, something's just gonna unexpectedly end. Yeah, there it is here. The chariot is blocking out humor. So somebody's like, no, I'm not. The point is for somebody to end up in like a fantasy or fantasizing or maybe caring about an entire community of people. They're like, no, I'm going to block that out. I'm not going to do that. Or literally somebody could be like, that's not funny. Or okay, so let's clarify. Let's see what the Nine of Swords is about in the tower. What were we worried about with the Nine of Swords? I feel like too, because somebody is worried about something or focusing on it so much, that's what's going to like ignite a breakthrough. And it's because they're worried. Um, like for me, I know for me, there's phases where I go in my life where there's things where I'm like overthinking it so much, and then all of a sudden I snap out of it. I'm like, okay, that's not even a big deal. Like, what could I could compare this to like how I used to feel about getting married. I used to be like, oh my God, like, I want to get married so bad. Like, why can't I find anybody? And now I'm in a space where I don't care. Like, I don't even care. So it's something like that. It's like you're gonna overthink it so much, or you're gonna focus on it so much that you have a breakthrough where you realize it's not that important or that it doesn't matter or something like that. Let's see what else this could be though. Let me see what the Nine of Swords is. That's just an example. That's just a metaphor. What are we worried about or thinking about with the Nine of Swords? Courage. So it's like somebody's afraid. What are they afraid of? What are they nervous about? Literally, they're like, no, I shouldn't do this. Or if I make this mistake, or maybe I'm being dumb, like maybe I'm being foolish, being this courageous. Okay, so let's see what the tower is. What's the norm or what was the expectation? Personality, and then what actually occurs, like what's going to end up happening unexpectedly. Self-esteem. So maybe you're watching somebody and they're actually afraid and you don't realize that, like somebody's actually afraid or nervous. Somebody's going to unexpectedly get offended. Okay, what makes somebody feel insecure? What are they offended about? Personality and ambition. What would make this person feel confident? Now, if this is what you're watching, if you're watching somebody in a position of power, maybe you realize like they're actually really insecure. And that's why somebody's acting like that. What is this person doing in power? They're nervous. So it's like you're watching somebody that's in a position of power, but they're actually anxious, nervous, and scared. Okay, so what are they afraid of? What are they nervous about? What are they worried about? This is why somebody is acting like this. I feel like somebody's afraid of somebody else who's courageous or something like that. It's almost like somebody's afraid that like the people they're yelling at or controlling or something like that, they're like, no, I don't want other people to be courageous. Or I don't want other people to get courage because I'm afraid. They're like, so I feel like somebody's afraid of like other people. Yeah, see, courage, dominance, and passion. It's like these people or this person, if there's like if there's a comparison, the person who's in control is like, no, like they're afraid of the person who they're controlling. What's the best example I could give? Like, say you have a kid, right? Or like, say you're the child. It would be like your parent is afraid that you're going to be courageous or something like that. Or like, there's a boss out there that's scared because somebody else has the courage to do something. That's what you're going to see. Like, somebody's really afraid. I'm assuming maybe they're afraid of you or something. It's almost like I feel like when you see this, when you notice that, that's going to end your perspective. What comes to an end with the world card? You got versatility. What comes to an end here? Innovation. So I feel like something's not going to be able to be manipulated anymore if other people are not afraid. Mm, excuse me, y'all. Yeah, somebody's manipulating you, Aquarius. Something's manipulating you or something that you were taught. That's what comes to an end because you're going to realize, like, wait, that person's afraid. This is like, I don't know, like what are they manipulating you into doing? What do they have you doing? Repeating something. This is similar to Scorpio. What do they have you repeating? They have you repeating something, doing something over and over again. That's why Scorpio's advice was you. Their advice was your card. You're kind of in a similar position. Like somebody's actually really afraid. They're not, what do they have you repeating? Somebody has you repeating a cycle. Defiance. What is the norm or what is the rule here? They have you like repetitively going against yourself. Yeah, transition. I feel like you're supposed to move on or you're supposed to, the rule is for you to move on and you're repetitively not doing that. You're repetitively not going to the next step. What are you doing instead? We're going to see what you're supposed to, what your transition is. Let's see. Yeah, peace. You're like, you're okay with something that you're supposed to be leaving behind. Something's pacifying you or so what are you supposed to leave? Or now transition can also be a mental state. If you don't have to physically pick up and move somewhere or go somewhere, this is like a mindset because the person in power is scared, afraid, and they don't want you to be courageous enough to change your mind or think differently. Like you're supposed to not even notice this or you're supposed to be pacified. What is your starting point with transition? Okay, voice and yeah, you're still listening to somebody or having a conversation about this. What are you listening to or what's being discussed here? And you're not even supposed to like, this is who you're listening to. You're not supposed to be listening to that anymore. Okay, what are you supposed to move on and start doing or move on to? Innovation. You're listening to like the wrong person or something. I don't know what are they guiding you to do? It's hard to explain because it's like you have all the tools to make something work for yourself, do something on your own. Somebody knows that. Whoever this person is, they know that. You don't need If you're innovation, that's the magician. That means you and yourself, your own body, you have all the tools that you need to go do something on your own. You don't need an outside source, or even if you, like, say you did need an outside source, that is one of your tools. You already have that tool. You've already received what you need to receive. What is somebody telling you though with voice? That's what I'm not. The person that you're talking to or listening to, they're afraid. Yeah, you need to, that's what you don't see. This is why somebody keeps bringing this up or saying this, or it's like it's just words. What are they afraid of? Like if you go and you leave and you do something by yourself, or you realize that you can create something, what happens to them? Maybe they won't have any power. All right, you got love and finesse. So I feel like their plan will not work. You got love, finesse, hustle, and self love. So I feel like one person is benefiting while another person isn't. That's what's happening. So it's like out of love for somebody, somebody, okay, I'm going to help you. But there's a person here that's just doing something strictly for themselves, not for the other individual. Like one person's making a sacrifice, another person isn't. So that's your reading. What's the outcome for Aquarius? Yeah, you're going to repeat. You might repeat the same thing again because of pride. You might end up repeating the same thing. Let me see. You might not listen to this to this reading, even though I'm okay. What are you being told? Luck. Yeah, it's like you're being told, it's almost like you're looking at an opportunity completely wrong, or completely, like it's almost like you don't realize that you have an opportunity to make something work. What are you currently doing in transition? And then we'll see what you need to transition to. Yeah. You're spending your time or your energy or your effort on something. What is the result of what you're currently doing right now for yourself? It's almost like you're holding an opportunity in your hand, but you're told that you're not supposed to use it. Yeah, see, this is the outcome, is the Two of Pentacles. It's like you're not using all of like everything that you have. Okay. What are you supposed to transition to? It's like you're waiting for something. Okay, I'm not gonna overthink it, but that was your reading, so I'm gonna leave it there. We're gonna go to Pisces. Pisces is last but not least. I'm gonna timestamp this. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can only get readings on my WAP link. All right, that is the only way to get personal readings. I'll let y'all know if I do the $5 Cash App ones during the live. We might do that next time. All right, Pisces. Shout out to all y'all on YouTube. Thanks. 46 likes. That's a lot of folks on there. I appreciate y'all. All right, Pisces. Ooh, this fingernail already breaking. I just did them. All right, Pisces. Let's see. What's the energy surrounding Pisces? What's the situation for the Pisces here? Okay, mood. So there could be like a regret here, some sort of loss. What is the regret? What do we regret doing? This doesn't have to be you, could be somebody else. What's the regret here? Okay, somebody doesn't like the way in which they did something or they went about it. What did they put first? Okay, passion. What do they wish they would have put first? So somebody could have been doing something impulsively. Angel? Okay. Um, so somebody wishes they would have put a Sagittarius first. Maybe it's a Sagittarius. They wish they would have put themselves first, but somebody wishes they would have put a Sagittarius first. If they don't know a Sagittarius, this could be anything surrounding Sagittarius energy, which is like traveling, seeing like different cultures, learning something new. What else is Sagittarius energy? Like different cultures, different religions, expanding your horizons, things that are spiritual. But if it's people, somebody wishes they would have put a Sagittarius first. Okay, so somebody could have acted impulsively. Maybe passion could be sex or something like that. All right, so they regret doing that. They wish they would have put a Sag first. All right. As a Sag, once you lose that Sag, that's it. It's like I'm just playing. I don't know. All right, what? I'm just kidding. All right, what role do you play here, Pisces? Okay, so finesse. All right, so your plan may not have worked. Now you and Taurus are in the same position. So finesse, okay. What was the result of putting passion first here, really quick? So they ended up seeing the truth about a scenario. What would have been the result if they put the Sagittarius energy first? Interesting. So they would have somebody would have still got their desires. It's like somebody acted impulsively and they regret doing that, but they should have had maybe more patience and they still would have gotten their desire. They might have even gotten like more money or oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna pick these up just in case we need them again. Okay, so your energy is finesse. Whenever I get finesse, Pisces, that means that your plan may not work. All right, you're gonna need some sort of backup energy. Okay, what was your intended outcome, Pisces? What was your intended outcome here? Okay, your intended outcome is guidance, the Three of Cups, for something to be maybe even fun, or like maybe you're planning for everybody to get along here, work together. You're intending on guidance. Okay, what are people supposed to be guided by? Okay, fluidity. You're like, okay, everybody should go with the flow or experiment. Okay. What were people supposed to be guided to do here? Leadership. Again, okay, so here now we're back to the part where the Leo started acting out of emotion. Okay. What actually occurs because your plan didn't work? So what actually occurs here? Humor. So you're playing on the Three of Cups, but you get the Nine of Cups or the Ten of Cups. What? But then somebody is regretful and sad. So there's a lot of emotions going on here. What is somebody happy about? Okay, yeah, courage to block, yeah, to block this out. Somebody's like, no, I'm blocking that out. I'm not doing that. What? Okay, what other energy should you be in, Pisces? Your plan's not working. What other energy should you be in? All right, versatility is the Empress in luck. All right, so it looks like you're gonna have to just deal with this situation that's going on. So what's destined to occur with luck? You're gonna have to be comfortable in it. Yeah, the plan's not gonna work. What does this have to deal with? What area of life is this? Change. Now, change could be Scorpio energy. You may be thinking that something was going to shift, change. That's interesting. Okay, let's see what it is. I feel like you have to plan for something to change. The energy is mood. So it looks like there's a lot about emotions. We have mood, fluidity, guidance, and humor. So what I'm getting is something was supposed to be like a temporary satisfaction and it's not. Okay, I'm not gonna overthink it. Let me just get let's see. I'm not gonna give. Let's see. Let me get 8 cards. Got the 5 of Pentacles. There's your 7 of Swords. So there you are. All right, you're coming out as finesse. A new perspective. There's a strength again. There's that Leo. So I feel like you're intending for people to view a Leo differently or view Leo energy differently, and that's not going to happen. Yeah, there's the Magician. You're going to have a new perspective on being able to create something. I feel like what's missing from your plan then, because it's like you think something's going to work out, but I feel like you're going to get caught. Why? I don't know. Let's see. Thank you for answering. Sorry, I'm not ignoring y'all. Let's see. Uh-oh, there go my nail breaking right there. I knew it was about to break. All right, I gotta fix that. All right, luckily it didn't break my actual fingernail. All right, let's see. So, what's missing from your plan, Pisces? Why isn't your plan working? It could be a Libra. That could be why your plan is not working or the cause and effects of that plan. Your plan may not be working because of a Libra. I mean, that's they're right there. Yeah, they're Sagittarius. Let's figure out what a Sag has to do with it because basically somebody regrets not putting a Sagittarius first. Your plan isn't working because this Libra is with a Sagittarius, or let's see. Like, who is regretting this? Who regrets this? Okay, fight. I feel like somebody's conflicted or distracted. This is odd. I don't really, basically, whatever you're trying to do, it's not working because there's a Libra there. Um, I feel like too, somebody can see that something's supposed to be manipulated. Maybe that's why it's not working. This is odd. All right, what did somebody end up putting first? Let's get 4 cards for that. What did somebody put first here? Yeah, then they start being anxious or worried. There's like a relationship here. Somebody, maybe the hermit is here, so there's Virgo. If they would have put Sagittarius energy first, what would have happened? It's like somebody feels guilty or anxious. Yeah, there's a Page of Wands and then the King of Cups. Yeah, this is odd. I don't really know what this has to do with anything here. Um Now I mentioned change was Scorpio, so there could be like Scorpio Sag energy here. Sag did come out in a Scorpio reading. All right. What is the outcome for you, Pisces? That is odd. That's kind of odd. What's the outcome for you? Because I'm not sure what these people have to do with you. All right, what is being resisted here? Self-love. Yeah, Sag and Scorpio both had that. Who is the Sagittarius to you? What do they have to do with you? Okay, hustle. change in sexuality and knowledge. All right. Maybe they're receiving money. I did mention in the Sag reading that they know how to make money or something like that, or they know what opportunity to take. So that could be it, or they're receiving something or another. Um, okay. Well, just so you know, if there's something that you're planning to do, that plan may not go accordingly. It's the way that it's being done. I feel like there needs to be maybe more patience with the planning. Temperance can also represent patience. If there is like an impulsive decision being made, you just need more information to go with that, with what you actually desire. Ooh. But yeah, so that was it. That was the end. That's the last reading, y'all. Hopefully those helped y'all. Hopefully they resonated. If they resonated and you want a personal reading, you can subscribe to the WAP. That's the best way to do it so that I can get rid of the scam page and all that good stuff. If you're on TikTok, this is my only page. I'm not going to DM you for any readings. I'm not doing it. I don't do no spell work, nothing like that. Don't let nobody come to y'all telling you no nonsense. I'm also up on my YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the roses as well. I'm on Kick, TikTok, YouTube. My username is the same across all the platforms. And yeah, that was it. Let me write my little note. Let me write this down. All right, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow, most likely. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and y'all have a good 4th of July. Let me end all my stuff. You know, I